Bismillah Rahman Rahim. This is Engineer Masood Akhtar Kiani, and today we have the technical session number 97. Our subject is concealed beam, integrated, or the hidden beam. It is the same meaning, whatever we can say. Uh, Before going, I would like to request you to press the bell icon, subscribe it, like it, share it, in order to reach the next video with easy access. So, let us go to the subject. Concrete Reinforced concrete hidden beams is also known as concealed beam, an integrated beam also. It is inside the structure. Basically, the depth of should be no longer than the slab, and it is a lifting how our hidden beams have been the same depth as the slab, but it is reinforced separately from the slab and having the strips and the longitudinal bars just as a normal beam. It is the concealed beam. Hidden beams is also defined as the beam where the depth is equal to the thickness of the slab and also called as the concealed beams provided within the depth of the supporting slabs. It is popularly and it can be estimated the part of the modern reinforced concrete in the frame and the structure. This is used for the to provide the internal support. Sometimes it is not visible to the from the structure. It is completely inside. But in some cases, according to the span is or the design calculation and the local building codes, it and the architectural beautification, it can be visible according to the requirements. But in both case, this is a sport beams. So what is the advantage of the hidden beams is also the save the floor heights clearance. Hidden beams also not cost the formwork and the material. It creates an acceptable aesthetic appearance which permits the efficient interior spacing partitions. Concealed beams or the way of horizontal electromechanical ducts, etc. Where the concealed beam is used, the concealed beam in the building is used usually inserted inside the suspended slab where the slab thickness is considerable. The hidden beam is provided between the dining and the living spaces, right angle of each other. This gives the neat and the level ceiling surface that's good for the looks, is the architectural view. Types of the beam in the structure, the continuous beam in the structure is one has the two more supports, the reinforced beam. Simply, the supported beam simply is those have the supports both end of the beams is the fixed beams, uh, overhanging beams, cantilever beams, whatsoever requirements according to the structural beautification and the integration. So, what is the difference between the slabs and the beam? The main difference between the flat slab and the conventional slabs, it is that the one of the directly supports on the columns, while another system has supports for the beams. The load of the transfer directly from the slabs to the column and in the flat slabs. So, what is the beam and the type of the beam? The beam is structurally member used for bearing loads. It is typically used for resisting vertical loads, shear loads, and the bending moments types, etc. Simply supported beams, continuous beams, etc. Can concealed beam carry the loads? Yes, this is a concealed beam. It transfers the loads, but partially. The hidden beams are used generally. The changes in the behavior of the two slabs and the one way of the other slabs according to the need of the structural design and the load calculation whatsoever it is. Did the hidden beam really transfer load? Yes, hidden beams have been transferred concentrated loads to the walls and the slab with the equal distribution. Is the beam is the necessary? Yes, it is the appropriate architectural aesthetic is essential for the interior and of the building and helps to break the extensive slabs into a considerable size. It helps achieve the desired floor heights and whatsoever it is. It is an upstand beam. An upstand beam is one of the its structural top level elevated structural top surrounding slabs. In many cases, the s- style of the beam may function as the both load bearing beams and the architectural parapet. So, what is the plinth beam? Also, plinth beam is a reinforced concrete beam uh, barrier, barriers in load barriers in between the superstructure and the substructure and are concentrated between the wall and its foundations. Plinth beam is provided to prevent the extension and the propagation of the cracks, and the foundation is above the foundations or the settlements, and it's also feasible for so many things. As I said, it is the barrier between the superstructure and the substructure. So, which type of beam is strongest? H beam. It is the one of the strongest beams of the list. H beam is made up to the horizontal elements, which is vertical beams, acts as a slab, and the flanges and the web concretes. The cross section is that minimize the slabs of the latter. H beams are the uh, popular in the construction of civil engineering projects. So, how many types of the beams in the construction? Simply, there are many types of the beams. Simply, support beams, fixed beams, cantilever beams, continuous beam, reinforced concrete beams, steel beams, timber beams, composite beams, etc. There are so many beams. So, what is the conventional beams? The slab supported by the beams or the column is called the conventional slab or the regular slab. In these types of the thickness, the slab is small, which is the depth of the beams is longer, and it's transferred to the loads bearing from slabs to the column and the other elements. So the integrated beams also uh, it is pulled to the slabs also, because if the slab is already a big span, so load is distributed according to the equal passageway, and half portion of the slab is covered by the beams also, and beams bars are running according to the beam structure is horizontal and vertical, and the stirrups and whatsoever it is, and it is the additional support to the slab also. So this is essential in some cases. If the span is big or some uh, uh, community halls and whatsoever, it's a requirement. It is, but it should be comply the load calculation and the design parameters, uh, which are done uh, for such purpose. So this is the briefing about the integrated the hidden beams. So what is this benefits and what are the materials? Material is mostly the same as the other structure, other beams of the structures, and this is a supportive elements. So during the construction, it should be considered in very serious way once your construction is on the way. So in next video, we will see with each other with another subject and another session. So thank you very much and have a nice day.